Hello, welcome back to What Up. My name is Beast, and today I don't know how long I will be recording because I'm currently suffering from eating too much. I'm entirely honest with that, by the way. my mother got some chicken for cheap, and I had to make it today because of that. And chicken and turkey actually. So I made cuts of chicken. I actually didn't even have enough stuff to make for the turkey. Like I could only do the chicken. So I am I ate good today, and I'm about to pop. I should stop slapping my belly. It's making me suffer. But yeah, hello, back to one my pieces. I'm back with more IroSekai. Listen, I'll be entirely honest with you. I didn't record yesterday because I literally, like, I had, oh, talking is hard. I had my shift, got home, took a shower, slept for 2 hours, woke up, made fries, watched The Emperor's New Groove with my little sister because we both of us decided, you know what, we've never actually seen it in English. You want to try watching it in English? Sure. So we just decided to watch it in English. And afterwards, I just sat there like, you know what? Still kind of exhausted from work. And while I could record technically, I just want to play some Fire Emblem, man. Because I don't know why, but I've started playing the GBA Fire Emblems currently. Man, I'm having fun with them. I've already killed Ross in Sacred Stones. In case you're curious, currently the order I have planned is that I first played Lin mode. I wish I could have played it without the tutorials and where it forces you to do certain shit instead of like just tell me what certain things do, because it is my first GBA Fire Emblem, so I'm not entirely sure how some things work. Like, for example, how Kanto works still confuses me for some reason. By the way, also I don't know how pickpocketing enemies works. But either way, I played Lin mode, finished it. I had to I had to do the fucking final level twice because I accidentally pressed two buttons during the ending credits that reset the fucking emulator. So I had to redo the map, and I just fuck that. Like I at that point I just say, you know what? Fuck even EXP contribution distribution. But yeah, anyways, and now I'm on Sacred Stones. After Sacred Stones, I'll be doing Elliewood's campaign in Blazing Blade. And then I'll be doing the Hector mode. And finally, I'll play Binding Blade. However, not normal Binding Blade. Project Ember, actually. So let's see how well that fucking works out, because I'm terrible at strategy games, fun fact. Anyway, so that was what the girl who claimed to be my childhood friend said to me upon hearing my wish to not forget who I was. A witch, not a sorcerer. I don't know what a witch is, but I do know what a sorcerer is.
何もかも全部忘れてばかりだと思ったのに。ユーマ、私のことは誰にも秘密にしておいた方がいいと思う。
I heard her voice tell me that in my head.
きっと誰に言ったところで信じてはくれないだろうし、変なやつだと思われるだけだろうから。
I'm already weird enough as is. I can't remember my past, my memory is reset every day. Put these two facts together and no one would have objected to me being weird.
誰と話してるの？
She frowned confusingly at me.
ユーマはよくブツブツ独り言を言うけれど。ほらな、こういう顔をされる。怪げそうなというか、不思議そうなというか。とにかく私のことは秘密にしておいた方がいいよ。だから人前では私のことは無視してもいいから。ユーマ？
What about the witch? What is she?
あ、うん。この町の商店街の裏にね、もともとは旅館だったらしい学生寮があってね。
Mia took my hand and walked off with brisk steps. Her eyes were only looking forward. That's a student dormitory?
そうだよ。名前は確か嵐山荘。そこの2階の部屋に何でも願いを叶えてくれる魔女が住んでるんだって。
He marched on towards the place where the witch supposedly
学
lived.
校で噂になってるんだよ。その魔女のところへ読み終わった本を持っていくとね、どんなお願いも聞いてくれるんだってさ。
A finished book? Does she eat books to survive or something?
違うよ。ヤギじゃないんだから本は食べない。と思うよ。
She's a witch, so who can know for sure, she
魔
explained.
女はね、本を読むのが好きなんだって。
Oh, really?
そうみたい。魔女の話は噂は噂で嘘っぱちかもしれないけど、でも試してみるだけ試してみたっていいじゃない。だからさ、その魔女にユーマのことを相談しに行こうよ。
You said today was the first time you've ever told me about the witch?
うん。
How come you never mentioned it to any of the me's from other days?
魔女の噂はずっと昔から聞いてたけど、私は信じてなかったんだもん。でもね、昨日私の友達が魔女に助けてもらったから。
So you know a person who got their wish granted by the witch?
そう、いるよ。その子のお父さんが怖い人たちに騙されちゃって、それで家族みんなが危なくなったんだって。だから一日でも早くこの町から逃げ出さないと、お父さんもお母さんも死んじゃうって。その子泣いてた。大人の世界はよくわからないけど、警察に行っても助けてくれなかったんだって。警察とその怖い人がつながっていたのかもしれないな。
I quoted Shinku word for word. Mia replied to me, "There's no justice in this world because God has taken it back to his kingdom alongside his beloved children," while sporting a somewhat sagely expression. What the fuck?
だから悪魔だけがこの世には残っているの。とにかく町から逃げ出す前の日に、その子は最後の望みを託して魔女に相談しに行ったんだって。そしたらね、何があったのかは詳しく知らないけれど、次の日もちゃんとその子学校に来たよ。前の日まですっごく暗い顔をしてたのに笑顔だった。魔女にありがとうありがとうってずっと言ってた。
Oh.
魔女に何をしてもらったのかを聞いても、私のことは秘密にしなさい、絶対に誰にも言っちゃいけないよって魔女と約束したから。とにかくね、魔女は本当にいるんだよ。私の友達を一日で一晩で助けてくれたんだもん。ユーマのことだってきっと助けてくれるよ。
They just go to Suzu and she's like, listen up, like beating the shit out of a mafia, trying to con some poor family right up my alley. Helping a kid with like a fucking daily dose of amnesia, way above my pay grade. As long as they bring her a finished book.
そういうこと。
After making a quick stop by Mia's place, we headed to the dormitory. The reason we went there first was to fetch a book of hers. It was a book she'd read through in order to write a book report for her summer break homework. It was the book we'd give to the witch, she said. Is there sources living in that book?
何それ。だからそういうことを言うなって。私の知っている普通や常識の枠内では、本の中に魔法使いは住んでいないものなんだ。自分で言うのもなんだけど、私は特殊なんだよ。
Too bad everyone could use their own shinku. A very, very good reminder. You know? Tell me those things in advance, I remember thinking. The only knowledge in me was language. My vocabulary was only high enough so that I could hold basic conversations on the level of what I've been having with Mio. To that, I had nothing. I possessed no notion of what was logical and what was common sense.
この本はね、とある有名な絵描きさんの絵を収集しているお金持ちの別荘で殺人事件が起きる話。主人公は下半身が不自由な男の人。
Oh.
読書感想文なんてバカみたいじゃない？
Huh?
みんながみんな同じ本を読んで同じような感想を同じように並べているだけ。そんな風に軒並み揃えて同じようなことをとりあえずやりましたよって形にするために、せっかくの楽しい休みの時間を使うのって。ねえ、それは本当に意味があるのって思うの。なんだかこの子は子供らしくない子だな。
I heard a slight chuckle from Shinku inside my head. So that's why you chose a book you thought none of your friends or classmates would read.
そうだよ。本屋さんに並んでるクラスの誰も読んでなさそうなのを選んで。
I see.
こういうみんなが同じようにしなくちゃいけない中で、誰もやらないようなものを選んで全力を出してみたいって思うことがあるの。
Fucking little Babby Mio is really like out here like, I'm so quirky, I'm not like the other girls.
そうした方がちょっとは意味があるんじゃないかって私は思うの。
Did you understand everything that happened in that book?
あんまり。
Ah, okay.
だから読書感想文も面白かったで終わり。
I'm getting a terrible grade
あ
on
と
that.
その本で新しく知った難しい漢字のリストを作ったの。その漢字の
Made a
意味を
list.
ちゃんと添えて、わからない漢字すごくたくさんあったから大変だったけど、それも感想文と一緒に提出するつもり。
Honestly, I had a hard time believing that she'd really tried her very
夏
best.
休み明けにこの宿題を出して、先生がこの子大丈夫かしらというような顔をするのを見るのがすごく楽しみなの。
Again, little Babby Mio really out here. I'm so quirky.
読書感想文だけじゃないよ。自由研究はもっと面白いことをして先生の反応を観察しようって思うの。
I'll make sure to never question your personal viewpoints again. And would we even want that? And Pegra's the kind of girl who would want to confuse people. I can think, is this girl all right in the head? She wanted to be praised for her efforts. Have someone tell her she did a good job. But seeing the girl who proclaimed herself to be my childhood friend talk about all this boastfully with a big smile on her face, I couldn't help but think it was a little cute. Following that, I continued listening to her talk, replying with the occasional short response to let her know I was paying attention. And before long, we arrived at the student dormitory where the witch supposedly lived. We managed to sneak into the building with a little difficulty and quickly found the witch's room. You know, I've actually been watching Like, there's this YouTube channel that I follow. Uh, Boy Meets Girl. Essentially, the entire YouTube channel is just a dude who makes his girlfriend play games. And today or yesterday, I don't fucking remember. I think it was today. They uploaded him making her play Kingdom Hearts, and I just sit there like, ah, yes, time to test if the trend keeps up. Because like that's a weird trend I've noticed. Like for some reason, a lot of content creators that start playing Kingdom Hearts post 2020, like that for some reason have managed to avoid all things Kingdom Hearts until 2020, then decided to like stream it or make a video series on it. All of them started bawling because of the KH2 prologue. All of them. Which is really funny to me. Anyways, now enough about the joke about waiting for the fucking transition, considering I saw the thing in the corner. Which turned out to be far younger than I had envisioned. Mine should have been an empty slate back then, so how was it that I was able to form a precise mental image when told of the witch? Didn't know. It made no sense to me whatsoever. Everything felt off. Everything felt discomforting. It was like a thick fog had shrouded every little detail regarding myself. Was I really unable to recall anything at all? Some greater force beyond my comprehension had to be working in the background. That was the only explanation for it. She was sitting on the window frame, flipping through the pages of a rather thick book. The young witch then looked into my eyes and said, What? Witch then closed the thick book she'd been reading with a thump. The sound of it was so loud that you might think she meant to induce a tempest on the opposite side of the globe with the weak air current produced. I bet that back then Suzu was just like playing up the act. Like she was just having too much fun or something. The witch smiled amicably at me. Had a warmth to it that caused fond memories of some unknown person to well up inside me. Kisaragi Mio does not regret tomorrow. So does she regret today? Then? Or the day after tomorrow? When does she regret? Actually, considering the way it was phrased, it could be both today and the day after tomorrow. Considering they only pointed out that she wouldn't regret tomorrow. I already took this joke too fucking far. Wait, please! I've been walking along the street that runs next to the sea wall. I fall to my knees right there on the spot. I can't. My body won't move another inch. The summer sun viciously bakes my skin as sweat keeps seeping out of every pore on my body. Please, gotta rest a little. I don't think that's something you should be saying to the guy who's been lifting and carrying stuff for you non-stop since morning. Panting profusely, down when my legs have stopped moving, sweat pours out in an even larger volume. Wait, because I feel like that's a pretty objective interpretation of what you've been doing. Today is Mia's second move-in day, essentially. The rest of her stuff is being transported to the dorm. Being the nice friend that I am, I offered her my assistance, thinking nothing of it. Little did I know that I'd be working like a dog from the early hours of the morning with no breaks. I must feel like some kind of workhorse. Like, if you feel like a workhorse, you better watch out for any female horses around. Could be a trap. Ha 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 ha. In case you don't fucking understand the joke, Norse mythology. And the origin of Sleipnir. That's all I'll say on this. What kind of stuff?
体力とか筋力とかそういうの。
Well, sure, but look, Mio, this is already our third trip. We've been using a cart from the dorm and transporting our furniture and other various things from our house for over half the day now, non-stop. I know I promised I'd help, but sheesh, I didn't expect it to be this backbreaking.
疲れたの？
Very exhausted.
限界？
I'm probably not far off from that point.
それじゃあ限界を迎えるまで頑張って。
How could you? Please, Mio, baby, I just want some love. Through a quick glance back at the mountain of boxes packed onto the cart.
何？恨めしそうな目。
Why didn't you just hire a mover if you had this much stuff? That's what most people would have done.
そうね。でもお金がかかるわ。
Well, true.
ユーマに頼んだらロハだもの。
Okay. I guess I'm getting absolutely nothing in return for these hours of hard labor.
そう愚痴ばかりを言わないの。帰ったらご飯を作ってあげるから。
What you will.
そう。ユーマが好きなものを何でも。だからもう少しだけ頑張って。ね。
I will. I swear I will finish this. Just give me a short break, please.
しょうがない。
What?
それじゃあ一休みしていきましょうか。ちょっと待ってて。
What are you gonna do? She slightly jogs off somewhere. After a minute or so, she returns.
ジュースとお茶どっちがいい？
She's holding a beverage in each hand. Where'd you get these from?
そこの自販機から買ってきたの。喉乾いたでしょ？
Yeah, thanks. I'll take the tea then. You walk to the sea wall and sit down beside one another. Just like we did that day so long ago when we ate lunch together. Not a person in sight here.
そうね。
On the other side of the sea wall, we see a desolate beach. You hear the gentle sound of the waves breaking on the shore and then ebbing away. Feel the pleasant sensation of the wind brushing against our cheeks. And we also spot the horizon off the distance, warping in the haze of heat. Hey, Mio,
何？
want to debate which boundary line is more prominent on the horizon?
何それ？
Which line is thicker at the point where they meet? The line from the sky or the line from the sea?
意味わかんない。
She's implicitly calling me
水
stupid.
平線はどこまで行っても水平線よ。空はどこまで行ったって空。その場所なんかないの。何？
What's that yeah for?
不満そうな顔。
Am I? Am I just remembering it correctly or putting my own spin on it or what? Whatever the case may be, I feel like Mia's back then had some very beautiful romantic views on the horizon. Actually, didn't she purse her lips at me back then just like she's doing now? I don't quite remember. Take a sip from the beverage can and almost immediately I'm hit with confusion. Hold up.
何？
This isn't tea, it's juice. Mia glances down at the can in her hand.
ほんと間違えた。そっちが私のだった。
How could you confuse two different cans?
何よ、ユーマだって口をつけるまでに気づいてくれてもいいのに。
For some reason, the huffy face she's making is awfully cute. Would you get mad at me if I told her that, I wonder? Hey, it happens to all of us. Sometimes we just become total nitwits.
それは死語だな。
Doesn't mean I can't use it, right? As I'm about to take another sip of the juice, Mia reaches her hand out, saying hey and stopping me. Yeah?
それ私のこっちがあんたの。
But I already drank from it, just a little sip, but still.
それが別に私は構わないけど。
I see that redness. She wipes the can out. She swipes the can out of my hand and takes a sip. Wasn't that? Pointed at the juice can in her hand.
何？
Wasn't that an under kiss, basically? She's staring fixedly at the rim of the orange juice can. Figured she would yell at me or something, like, why'd you point it out, idiot? But all she says instead is...
それが
Huh?
それが何なの
I don't know what the big deal is. You kind of put me on the spot there. The unexpected response that came out of her mouth is leaving me feeling kind of in
関
disbelief.
節キスくらいで何なのよあんた小学生
Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. She puts her lips on the can and takes a big swig. Panic. She chokes on it for some reason, which sends her into a coughing fit. You okay? Put my hand on her back.
深いで
She blushes as she swiftly slaps my arm off, still coughing heftily.
返す
What? She pushes the now half-empty can onto me. And what am I supposed to do with this?
いいからそっちのお茶をちょうだいよ
Sure. I do as instructed and return the tea can. Stare blankly at the part of the rim where the hole is located.
何見てるのよ
Huh?
変態
What? I wasn't doing that.
不潔
Dunk! She hurls her can at me. Ah! It makes direct contact with my forehead. Oh god, the rim hit me, the sharpest part! I writhe in agony. What was that for?
いちいち言わなくてもいいことってあるでしょ
What hint?
キス関節キス
You literally asked me what the big deal about that was.
さしてほしいことってあるじゃない
What are you even saying?
なんか不潔変態
You didn't have to hit me with the frickin' can! A few minutes of heated back and forth transpire. They're both totally drained. A sigh escapes me. I don't even know what to say. Pick up the can she'd thrown at me. With half the liquid still inside, it's basically equivalent to a blunt weapon. How did she even confuse the cans in the first place? The tea and juice, the designs are 100%
う
different.
るさいわねさっきも言ったけどユーマだって気づかなかったじゃない
Well, that I can't deny.
謝れ
What?
謝っとけって
Why should I? Don't tell me you think this is my fault
違
too.
うこういうのはさ謝った者勝ちなんだだから先に謝っちゃえばいいんだよ
I lazily scratched my head and let out a Sorry. I'm sorry, Mio. Heed to the sorceress's advice. She draws her legs inward, wrapping her arms around them, and then rests her chin on her knees.
知らない
I look at the sky. The gentle sea breeze blows by and brushes against my forehead. Oh, would you look at that? It's another set CG. By the way, that's something that I was told by someone in the comment section. Remember in last part I pointed out that Mio for some reason had like way less CGs than Shinku and some forgot her name. It's been 2 days since I last played. I get to forget things. Kana, thank you. Then Shinku and Kana. Someone pointed out, no, she has the same amount of CGs, it's just that a majority of hers are, like, rather etchy in nature. So, of course, the all ages version fucking cut it out. Which I can't blame them for. Considering, you know, Steam is being a bitch. At this point, it would be real fucking useful if, like, on top of, like, there being an R18 patch that's just, like, restored the game's CGs that were cut out without, you know, restoring the H scenes or something like that. That would be real fucking useful for YouTubers like me. But that's never gonna fucking happen. Anyways. An awkward silence pervades the air. Skyline and sea line. But that softly as absently gaze at the vast sea in front of us. Things are so fun back during our childhood. At least I thought so, I thought to myself. Back then there was a myriad of things I didn't know. But maybe that's why it was so enjoyable. I also believe that. But how clueless I was back then, it was... I still at least could understand Mia's feelings better than I do now. But did I really understand her back then? I'm having doubts now that I think about it. So I notice her softly giggling to herself next to me. What is it?
なんだか私たちってまだまだ子供なんだなって思って。
You think?
多分。
Seeing that smile of hers makes me feel somewhat relieved. I reconsider by thinking. Things were fun back then, sure, but you know, things aren't actually that bad right now either. If someone accused me of being simple-minded or fickle in my thinking, I'd honestly have to agree. That's alright. Still hugging her knees, resting her chin atop it to hide her face from me. There's no longer any awkwardness in this silence. It's silence that speaks of our intimacy. That's the best way to describe it. Hey? Softly speak, breaking this comforting silence. Hey, Mio.
何?
Look. I stare out the ocean and the skyline. Sea breeze blows by. The wind turbines along the mountainside rotate. There's a little something I'd like to ask you. Is that okay? Decided to go ahead and ask her a question that's been eating at me for some time now.
聞きたいこと? 何?
Yeah, I know, then continue. I was kind of wondering, what made you want to go through the trouble of moving to the dorm?
わざわざ?
Well, if you don't call that trouble, then what is? Point to the cart behind us.
それは...
The way I see it, the primary reason for a student to move out of home and into a dorm in the majority of cases is because they live far from school and want to lessen the time it takes to commute there and back. But for me, your place is actually closer to school than the dorm is. It's a 10-minute walk from your place versus 15 minutes from the dorm, so I can't really see the benefit of moving there.
それは... あれよ.
It sure don't seem obvious to me.
ユーマに変な虫がついたから。
Tick. Can't say I recall being bitten by a tick anytime recently.
何言ってんの? バカ。そんな話じゃないわ。
Then what did you mean?
あのメイド。どこで知り合ったのか知らないけど、人前であんなにベタベタして恥ずかしくないの?
Me and her. Clingy. I don't think we are.
してる。十分してる。
Correction! She's all over me. If I had to say, I would say no. I don't buy that.
ユーマ、あの子と話すとき、だらしない顔してる。
Sleazy attacks that's supposed to mean? That it looks like some horn dog? Please, that's just plain ridiculous.
男ってみんなそう。胸が大きければ誰だっていいんだから。
Hey, that's just not true. Can't speak for all the other men in the world, but personally, big doesn't always mean better. I prefer boobs that fit neatly into the palm of my...
なんだ? エッチな話か? 大きいよりも手のひらになんなの?
Wanna continue our conversation about the horizon?
しない。そんなものどうだっていい。
I sighed twice simultaneously, one external and one internal.
ともかく、あのメイドがユーマに変なことをしないように見張ってなくちゃって思って。私はユーマの幼なじみだし、相手は校庭でメガホン持って騒いじゃうような人間だもの。何をしでかすか分かったものじゃないじゃない。
That's your reason? I'll admit their first confrontation with each other was pretty tumultuous. But lately, I don't think they've actually been... But lately, I think they've actually been getting along fairly nicely. You decided to move because of Kana.
違う。
She was unable to lie. And why? Mind immediately turns to one thing. The only other possible reason I could think of. Problems at home.
ユーマには、あんたには関係ない。
She turns her back towards me, maintaining her sitting posture. Really? Being told that kind of hurts. Makes me feel lonely.
そう、関係ないの、ユーマには。だから、もうこの話はおしまい。
I know that trying to pry into someone's private affairs is a surefire way to get them to hate you. But I don't know. I feel like I just can't let this go.
いい？この話はおしまいなの。だからもう、放っておいて。と言いたいところだけど。
Huh?
今日は、ここまで付き合ってくれたんだから、これくらいのことは話しておかないと。お礼とか、いろいろ含めて。
She slightly glanced towards me.
私、もうあの家に帰りたくないの。
You're home?
そう。
She nods.
それが理由。
Wait, then wouldn't that mean? You run away from home, essentially.
バカ、違うわ。
I'm misunderstanding the situation.
違うわ。そんな反発する対象を履き違えているような反抗期真っ盛りの世間を知らない連中と一緒にしないで。
Well, that was rather pointed. So why are you leaving
ど
then?
うしても何も、ただあの家にいたくない。それだけの理由。
That doesn't feel like a very complete answer to me. She has to be intentionally leaving out some details.
とにかく、こうして手伝ってくれてること、感謝はしてるのよ。本当に。
Nah, don't mention it. But honest, are you really not running away from home?
そうよ。誰もいない家から家出をしたって意味がないでしょ。
Wait, did you say that your home was empty?
そう。
You said it like it's no big deal or something. What does that?
ダメ。
Why?
これ以上は教えてあげない。
What? Playful tone you said that with almost reminds me of someone pacifying a child. Is that you telling me?
ヒントはあげたでしょ。だからここからはユーマが自分で考えて。
Well, that was a hint. I don't know how that qualifies as one. You gave me an impossible to solve riddle.
そう？私は十分だと思うけど。
You know, it feels like you're just messing with me now.
そうかしら。
Seeing that mischievous smile on her face gets me thinking. Maybe I've been worrying too much about her. It's a distinct possibility, but I can't help but feel like something's going on that I'm not aware of. The whole her moving into dorm thing just doesn't make sense under any other assumptions.
この子の突拍子のなさは昔からじゃないか。って私は思うんだけどな。
Do you remember her summer book report? How her goal was to confuse her teacher as much as possible, Shinku says.
今はあの頃よりも成長したからかな。ちょっと形を潜めてはいたけれど。
Yeah, I might be right with that. Guess I'm just worrying over nothing. Take a good, sizable breath of air through my nose. Well, as long as you're fine, I'm fine.
これはね、できれば私自身の力で解決したいことなの。誰の力も借りずに一人で。さてと、もう十分休んだし、そろそろ作業を再開してほしいところなんだけど、そこのところどうなの？
Yeah, I just can't shake this feeling that she's hiding something from me. But if Miu told me all she wants to tell me, all I can do is honor her
ど
choice.
う？もう動ける？
No, I'm good. Let's do this. I'm ready to finish what we started. Work me till I drop, Miu.
頼もしい。
Flashing a smile my way, she hops off the sea wall.
好きよ。
ん？
あんたのそういう素直なところ、私は好きよ。
my current goal is still just going with whatever route I end up on first. And just dealing with the aftermath. However, at the very least, my plan is, if I can, Mio last. Like, every fiber of my being is telling me, yeah, no, do her last. You're not gonna be happy if you don't. Anyways, I'm so dead. We had finally finished moving everything by the time evening arrived. Got muscle. And I mean it this time. My legs will not budge. I'm currently sitting at the dining room table, slumped over it. I mean, I know I told you to work me till I drop it, but I didn't expect you to actually do that. Every last one of her items has been transported here after 4 debilitating trips, and I thought I was finally free, but that was only the start. All his items still need to be taken to room 102, her room. Suzu refused to lift a finger no matter how many times we pleaded with her. And now look at me. I'm dead. She just can't believe her. She's always whining about how she has nothing to do. Would it kill her to be nice and at least help out a little? It's pointless to grumble about these things, but I just can't help myself. But really, how do you have so much stuff?
女の子は荷物が多いものなのよ。男よりも持ち物を大切にするの。ほら、ブツブツ言ってないで、そこどけて。
She's currently setting the table for dinner. Mia decided to fix dinner tonight as a gesture of gratitude towards me for helping her.
ゴロゴロしてないで、みんなを呼んできてよ。その間に準備しておくから。
I have to. I don't want to move.
ダメ。わがまま言うとご飯抜き。そんな飯だってダメよ。ほら、声かけしてきて。お願いだから。
Alright. Dragging my heavy legs across the floor, I grudgingly trudge from room to room and inform everybody that dinner's ready.
それではいただきましょう。
Everyone is seated at the table, and at Connor's words, we all press our hands together and give thanks.
今日も美味しそうなお夕飯なのです。いつもありがとうございます、お兄さん。
And she begins piously worshipping me. Is there anything I can do to get her to stop worshipping me at every given opportunity? I mean, it's not like folding her hands and praying to me will result in any sort of blessing coming her way.
サバの味噌煮に肉じゃがに炊きたての真っ白なご飯、どれもこれもとても美味しそうです。
With sparkling eyes, the new resident, Tsukasa, slurps up the saliva dripping from her mouth. Today's dinner was made by Mio.
そうなんですか?
Yep, we didn't have much of anything usable in the fridge, so she went all the way to the grocery store and bought the ingredients to make all this. While I, in the meantime, was hauling all her stuff and sweating my ass off.
それではちゃんとお代を支払わないと。
She pulls a purse out from the pouch she always has slung around her shoulders and then continues
おい
saying,
くら万円ほどの献上でこの美味しそうなお夕飯は私の空っぽのお腹に収まってくれるのでしょうか。
She shakes the purse up and down as whatever's inside goes clank clank. Talking about that sound, it seems to be entirely small change.
いい、そんなのいらないから。そんなわけにいいから。でもただより高いものはないって昔のそのまた昔の偉い人は言ってらっしゃいましたし。それは何？私が詐欺師だったりに見えちゃうの？後から高額な代償を請求するような？まさかそんなことは。じゃあ黙って食べて。いい？
I'll be completely fucking honest with you right now. I am very happy that I don't have an eye tracker on in these videos. Go ahead and guess what that fucking means.
言うことを聞いてくれないとユーマが痛い目を見ちゃうかも。
What? Why me?
モグは
Cut one off!
そうですか。
She appears a bit saddened.
兄さんがもがれてしまうのはちょっと。
Man, what? Seriously, someone tell me! Are we gonna eat? If we keep talking, the food will get cold.
はい、了解なのです。
Takasa presses her hands together once again before digging into her meal. Alright, I begin as well.
どう？おいしい？
Yeah, I'm really good. And it's much needed since I've been working my butt off this whole day.
それはよかった。なるほど、そうですか。
Kana's nodding to herself as she writes down something on a notepad.
ご飯はこれくらいの硬さで炊くのがちょうどいいんですね。こういうのは好き好きだと思うけど。どういうことでしょう？好き好き？別に正解はないってこと。個人の好みっていうのはそういうものでしょ？なるほど。それは生物と無生物とを分け隔てている観測的な質量のように哲学的ですね。
Reading that brain short-circuited me. Her face reads loud and clear. What the heck is this girl talking about?
ユーマさんは料理の味付けは濃いめが好きですか？それとも薄口が。
Good question. I'd say I'm somewhere in the middle. As long as it tastes good, anything goes for me, basically.
そういうのが一番困るんですけど。
She puffs up her cheeks in evident displeasure.
ところで、それ何を書いてるの？はい、私なりに料理を研究してるんです。掃除洗濯と比べると少しだけ、ほんの少しだけお料理が苦手な私です。なので早く上達して皆さんの役に立たないと。
A bit better.
何がですか？
Oh, didn't say anything!
そうですか？
She's staring intently at the spiral notebook in front of her, which has the words cooking notes written on top. Seems to be serious about upping her cooking
勉
skills.
強熱心なのはいいけど、早く食べたらご飯が硬くなっちゃう。あ、はい、そうですね。いただきます。
She takes her top chopsticks, then puts a bite in her mouth, chews it nice and slowly, and picks up the next bite and repeats that, almost as if she believes that savoring the taste will teach her the secrets to Mia's cooking.
思うんですけど、料理ってなんだか不思議じゃないですか？
Be serious in what ways?
使ってる食材は同じなのに、どうしてこんなに味の差が出ちゃうのかなって。私の料理はあまり美味しくなくても、如月さんの料理はこんなに美味しい。そんなにも手順が大切なんですか？
Yes. Also, I feel like that is not supposed to have been there. Like, it's just... Where is it? Yeah, it's just this one taken and put in down here again. Why? Well, the way you prepare some is technically what cooking is. Also rather bland, are you serious? The words slip out of my mouth on accident. I couldn't contain myself.
何がですか？
Oh, I just don't know if rather bland is an adequate way to describe it. The exact thought was that that's really sugarcoating it. But all Kana does is tilt her head in utter confusion as she hasn't a single clue what I'm referring to. I'm thinking about this, and I don't think she has an accurate understanding of where her cooking ability lies on the scale.
料理は難しいんだね。なんていうかさ、もっと楽しく食べればいいのに、そんな難しい顔しないでさ。ねえ、きょうちゃんもそう思うでしょ？
Jo had always used to eat her meals in her own room, room 103, but ever since Shiguda's departure, she's been eating out here with us.
いや。え？いや？い 1日3回ご飯のたびにここまで歩いてこなくちゃダメなんて、そんなの嫌。辛すぎる。
She slumps lifelessly over the table.
息切れ動機が半端じゃないの。
She talks almost like an elderly lady that had to climb a long flight of stairs.
今日からここを私の部屋にしてもいい？
Yeah, that's a no.
それじゃあここにテレビを置いてゲームをしても？
No. Considering the kind of games she supposedly plays, no way in hell. My virgin eyes would rather not see those pornographic mosaic images again. We can't really have you playing those games of yours out here. I don't even want to imagine how awkward it would be for everyone here. Dinner is now over. I decided to swing by the manager's office and check the cabinet before going home.
早く帰って日記を書かないと今日が終わっちゃうぞ。
Oh good, we still have about an hour till midnight.
日記を書くのにいつも30分以上は軽くかかるじゃないか。
Fair point, I guess. But it's not like my memories are going to reset if I forget an entry or two. Things have improved considerably since back then. I guess what I'm trying to say is you don't need to be so stringent about
私が
it.
神経質だっていうのならユーマは無頓着すぎるよ。
Does it really?
自分の記憶の問題だぞ。どうしてそんな平気そうな顔してられるんだ。
I'm not, I
し
promise.
てる。まるで人事みたいな顔だ。
But things are different now. I don't know if the daily diary writing helped my memory improve or what, but still haven't figured out the exact reason. Actually, on second thought, I feel like I may never know the real reason behind this change. By the way, my memories don't reset with each day like they used to when I was a boy.
だから1日くらい書かなくても平気だろうってことか？
Well, basically.
確かにそれは間違っちゃいないだろうけど、でも私はできるだけ早く日記を書いてもらいたいんだよ。日付云々よりも最低限夜寝るまでには日記を書いてほしい。ユーマはもっと自分を大切に思ってほしいんだ。
I'll try to remember to. After that brief dispute with Shinko, I make my way to the manager's office further down the hall. My brow perks up as I see a person currently leaving the room. Mio. She shoulders flinch upon me calling out to her. In the process, she drops an envelope she's been holding. What are you doing here? Do you need something from the manager's office?
いや、別に何でもないけど。
I pick up the envelope, my eyes naturally wander towards the addressee. Huh. Miss Kisaragi Mio was handwritten on it. Ah. She snatches the envelope from my hands.
人の手紙を宛名だろうと勝手に見るのは感心しないわね。
Sorry. Not like I had any bad
反
intentions.
省してる？
Of course.
心から？
Yeah.
それじゃあいいわ。許してあげる。
She stows the letter away in her pocket.
今度からは気をつけてね。
With that, Mia walks off in the direction of her room.
そういえば。
With hand still on the doorknob of her room 102, she turns her head and speaks to me.
今日はありがとう。引っ越しを手伝ってくれて。
Huh?
俺、まだちゃんと言ってなかったように思うから。
Oh, okay.
だから、ありがとう。助かったわ。貸し一つってことで。
Oh, me? Like
つ
what?
けてお返しに、今度は私がユーマの言うことを何でも聞くから。
The door makes a noisy creaking sound as she pulls it open. It's old, but still properly fitted. Gotcha, I'll come to you if something ever comes up. With one last look at me, she
おや
says.
すみ。
After that, she walks inside and shuts the door behind her. Opening the door to the manager's office is sink into thought. Mew never did ultimately tell me. Just what is she doing in here? What was she doing here? The cabinet, which she came to check, had no emergency letters, nor did anything else appear to be out of the ordinary. Well, time to go home then. Talking is hard.
急ごう。もう今日が終わるまであと45分もない。
Okay. Right, let's write this diary entry. Open Shinku's book.
どうしていつも日記を書くときになると、こうもテンションが下がるんだ？
Haven't I told you already? I just don't like doing this. I'm bad at it.
今日もちゃんと手伝ってやるから。だからほら、もう少しやる気を出してくれ。
Oh, we're back on the overworld.
なんだ？何か気になることでも思い出したのか？
I don't know if I'd say I'm bothered by it per se. I was just wondering if you could maybe choose a different place to sit.
なんでそんなに嫌そうな顔するんだよ。
I'm not disgusted, it's just kind of,
ちょっと？
never mind. It's hard to put into words, makes me feel somewhat embarrassed. Like I feel antsy for some reason. Alright, time to write. So let's see, what was my day like today? Run my pen across the book page. Receiving a constant stream of feedback from Shinku regarding minor mistakes in my recollection of things. You know, Shinku. I start voicing my thoughts as I continue writing. I was seriously under the impression that Mio hated me.
ああ、前からそんなことを言ってるよな。
Looking back at the day, I feel like maybe she doesn't actually hate me as much as I led myself to believe. What do you think?
どう思うって？
I want to hear the objective opinion of a third party in this matter.
忌憚のない？
Yeah?
初めから嫌われてるようには見えないけどな。私には。
Really?
むしろユーマは好かれてる方だと思うけど。保証はできないが、そんな感じはするよ。
I do hope that's the case. Oh, and I also finally asked about her reason for moving the dorm. But what even was her answer? It didn't tell me anything, I feel like.
自分一人で解決したいことだって言ってたな。誰の力も借りずに。気になる？
A little, I nod.
でもさ、あの子はあれ以上は何も自分からは教えてくれそうにないように感じるけど。
True. I don't want to be pushy either, because,
制作屋は嫌われる？
Exactly. Finished my entry and now closed the book shut. Everything done for the day, and the fatigue finally hits me, and my shoulders and back start to weigh awfully heavy on me. Alright. I was hoping to get straight to bed, but Shinku evidently has other plans.
今日は？
Huh?
今日は何の話をする？
Her excitement is so palpable, I could almost feel it oozing into me from the point where our bodies are
結
touching.
婚したら将来は子供を何人作るつもりだとか、誰かと恋人同士になったらまず最初にしようと思うことは何だろうとか、そういったことを話すか？
Why is this all sappy romance stuff?
それはもちろん私がそうしたいからに決まってるじゃないか。
Okay. I think back. I remember what Shinku's wishes, Kanoayuma. I remember what Shinku's wishes, Kanoayuma. The wish she must fulfill. Experiencing love. Sorry, I was just so excited. It's making me feel kind of tense.
身が甘える？どうして？
Kind of laying on the pressure, so I feel like I'm not allowed to disappoint you now. That's why I'm trying real hard to think of something interesting to talk about so I can entertain you.
バカ。そんな不自然に構えられたら、こっちだって嫌だよ。
She sulks, puffing out her cheeks.
面白くないんだ。そういうのは。
You know something, Shinku?
ん？
You're kind of like a little kid. First thought that enters my mind exits through my mouth quite unintentionally. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Are you mad? Come on, please say something, Shinku. Your silence is frightening.
身体的な特徴で人をこき下ろそうだなんて。お前がそんな軽薄なやつだったなんて。私はショックだ。
I know I wasn't talking about your appearance. I just meant the way you were acting and talking. That's what I meant was childish. Foreboding silence. The kind that feels like a whetted sharp end of a needle is pointed right at you. Why did I have to say that? I actually might have hurt her feelings. Well, today I've learned an important lesson. Do not touch upon a girl's looks, nor say anything that could be interpreted as such. But why isn't she making any effort to get off my lap? How am I supposed to interpret that? Okay, I know what to do. feel more than a little reluctant to do this, but I've got to go on the offensive.
Huh?
I wrap my arms around Shinku, who's still sitting in my lap, essentially embracing her. Panicked Shinku. Don't bite your tongue there, Shinku. But actually, on second thought, can you actually bite your tongue? Up we go! I put strength into my arms, lift up Shinku's light, tiny body with both my arms, and throw both of us onto the bed. Oh Lord! Oh boy! I just think you're cuter when you laugh, Shinku. Your face reads, what in the hell is he saying? I always kind of wanted to make you laugh so hard you cry. You might have to do it a little forcefully. Tickle attack. She peers up at me as I tower over top her. How about this? Start tickling her flanks, and almost immediately her face curls into a smile. Her face is bright red, just trying to stifle laughter for dear life. She appears to be surprisingly ticklish. But wherever you go to press charges against me, you can't go to any organization or person, which means I can keep tickling you all I want. I continue my tickle onslaught. Shinku twists and thrashes around as springs on the bed creak loudly. By God, this is yikes! Fucking Shiku's gonna need a hot shower after this. Actually, a cold one. And kick. Oh, no punch. Ah! An uppercut come out of nowhere and slams into my chin. I writhe in agony. Honest to goodness, I know I got a little carried away there. Both Shinku and I are sprawled across the bed, panting loudly as we stare absently at the ceiling. You know what?
Huh? Nanda.
If a stranger happened to be peeking in here, they would have seen me writhing and squirming around all by myself like some weirdo. Between ragged breaths, she replies.
You'll
have to tell me that. Close my eyes. I'm tired. I was just want to fall asleep right where I am without moving an inch. Yeah, I think so. This is only start to nod off. The thought occurs to me that maybe I don't need to go to sleep just yet. But unfortunately, you can't fight against your biological clock. You just have to accept it. Humans are dominated by their instincts. Today was an exhausting day. Feel a soft touch brush against my forehead. Sorry, Shinku. I want to talk with you more than we did. The consciousness sinks into the depths of a deep, dark bog. And then I begin to dream. White feathers fall from the sky without pause. Shikishima Kyo does not smile. Innocent girl. Oh, hey! I actually did manage to do an entire chapter. That's kind of neat. Like, I was gonna end the part after that scene either way, because, suffering. But hey! I guess I just foresaw the end of the chapter. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye-bye.